So the next one is I want to share with you, how do you actually mint an NFT, right? Technically, how do you actually do that? So right now, you want to put something up. Now, when you combine that as a curator, NFTs for curator, when you have a utility, you don't put the utility in the OpenSea marketplace. Still needs to be a JPEG that represents your utility. So you still need to design an image for that matter. And I want to say this in a way that it doesn't sound weird. How does your image looks, it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It should look nice, but people are not paying for your image. Like Gary V's classic example, when he launched his V-Friends project, I think he made tens of millions. Do you see his art? Yeah, he like doodles some animals and so on, and now it's worth 8 ETH. I mean, people really don't care. I mean, people care, but people don't care. How does the image look like? You know, they are buying that because they see that as a digital asset that can appreciate in the future. So the one that has like really nice picture and photograph, now that would be a different kind of NFT that is called art, digital art, right? We are not getting into that, right? I also have a digital art, or should I say art NFT, and it sells well, right? People buy for the arts and nothing else, right? That is a whole different market. But I'm teaching here is about how to become a curator. So let's go ahead and see OpenSea. So this is how OpenSea, the website looks like. Let me show to you quickly to give you the confidence so that when you go back, you can do it. And although it is so simple, but I think when I show this to you, you will appreciate it. Because when I first do it by myself, although it's simple, I have so many questions whether I'm doing it right or not. I wish I have a mentor at that time to just tell me, okay, if you fill in these details, it's correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. You see? It is basically the confirmation of whether you are doing correctly. It is more valuable than basically figuring it out on your own. Like right now, I will need to figure it out on my own if I have never done this. So let's go to OpenSea. You will see the official website looks like this. So Nike has just launched its NFT right now. I'm not sure whether you get a shoe for free or not, but or just picture of the shoe. So you just need to click on create, and then you need to upload your digital product. So in this case, to make it simple, you just need to upload an image, a JPEG, to represent your utility. Whether it's a club, it's a software, it's a book, and so on, right? And then you gotta put the name of this NFT of yours. So you decide whatever brand that you're gonna go with. External link, now this is where you can have a link to the website. So logically, for this concept for NFTs for creators, we will put the link to the website of the utility. So if they're gonna get a membership, you should put the membership URL here so that if they click on that, they will know what are the utilities. And then the description here is where you describe your NFT and also the utility. You don't have to be too fancy about this. People care about, you know what I mean? It is not copywriting that you need to write and then they read, then they will buy. That never happens. They buy because they already know what it is, that kind of stuff. So the description, basically, I would write what this NFT is about me, about us kind of concept, and then describe what kind of utility that this NFT holder will get. Collection is basically you can set up different collections, and this is important because you could have different NFTs in the future. So this book NFT, this membership NFT, and so on. So like for instance, my collection here, you will see that I have Wake Up Millionaire collection, which is the Wake Up Millionaire NFT. And then I also have the Marine Marai Genesis collection. This is my NFT. I'm just going to sidetrack I took my children's art and then I turned that into NFT and I put it in OpenSea and I do some marketing and so on, and people buy. It does work, right? Just for the sake of inspiration, just going to show to you, this is how it looks like. These are my two daughters. I mean, it's not that because I'm a dad I'm saying this, but they really have talents. Like they can draw, right? And people like the art, so they buy, right? And it's not expensive. It's just 0.02. Some have purchased at 0.03. 0.02 ETH, that is about $40 whatsoever it is. So anyway, even at floor price at 0.02, we have made 1.2 Ethereum, right? 1.2 Ethereum is, at that time, is about 3,000-4,000 US dollar. You know, if you stay in Malaysia, that's about 12,000 ringgit. I mean, it's not, for me, it's not that much, but to my kids, it's like, I mean, they are just in primary schools. These are all the arts that they have drawn. So like the Atap House, this is 0.02, it's 35 US dollar. And they got draw this bee. The bee is the one of the best seller. So I think it's kind of okay for someone who's just standard 5 to draw this kind of art. So the bee has sold to 7 owners. 7 people have bought the bee. We only sell 10 units of the bee because it's non-fungible token. So when it's sold out, it's done. Means you cannot buy the bee anymore. So these 10 owners can resell the bees. I mean, this work, right? Which means that they can sell it even at a higher price. Now, I don't have time to work with my kids yet on this, but this is a project that will continue to grow into the future. And I'm doing this mostly because of my daughters, for my children, to get them involved and maybe helping them to make, some amount of money and start business later on. I have a lot of plans for this. So this is the Genesis collection. Later on, there will be Mary Marai's collection 1, collection 2, and things like that. And then once all the Genesis are sold out, because we only released 200 Genesis artwork, then the price will increase in the future. Who knows? When they grow up, maybe it can worth 1 ETH or something like that. And 200 is 200 ETH. You just work out the maths. 200 ETH times 4,000, that's more than $1 million. And they could be just in their teenage years, and they will have $1 million waiting for them from the NFT project. So I'm just saying this is more for inspirational purpose, but this is like a whole different model on its own. This is going for the art route, and it's a lot of work involved to get this project alive and things like that, because there's no utility. You need to do a lot of participations in Twitter and things like that. But if you did get started, eventually you will know how all this works, because one thing leads to another thing. All the things that I know about NFTs is all self-learning, and also a friend of mine who is actually my ex-student. He's the one who helps me a lot with the NFT. I'm just going to tell you who he is. Gerald was my student. You probably know Gerald, my ultimatum client, right? So he started NFTs, and he learns how to do all of this. And then, I also asked him for help, and he sort of tell me how it does. So all of these are just self-learning. And you have the shortcut right now because I'm just telling you what works right away. So go back here, you can choose your collections. And all this property stuff here, it's not really that important because you won't have much different traits. This is where they have like maybe 10,000 NFTs, right? The monkey NFT. Some monkey have one eye, some monkey have earrings, some monkey wear cap, some monkey don't wear cap. So this is where you put all the traits here. And then levels, some NFTs are games. So it's a level 1, level 2, different kind of access. And then stats is like 2% of the monkey likes banana, 5% like milk or whatever it is. So these are not that relevant to you. And unblockable content, you can put this, and then you can put the instructions how they can access your utility, like email you, register here, and so on. So OpenSea has this feature built in. And then if your NFT has explicit and sensitive content, you need to tell them in advance, but usually you don't have that. So supply is like how many units this NFT have, right? So if you need to have more, then you need to add more. So NFT is something that is limited. So which means that if it is all sold out, it means that you're not selling it anymore. And then the blockchain, you can choose Ethereum, Polygon. This one, it is not enabled, I'm not too sure why. Just this alone, I need to research so much to decide which one to do. We're going to ask people and so on. Ethereum and Polygon are two different blockchain networks. Ethereum is the famous one that everybody uses, whereas Polygon, it's not the famous one, but it's catching up to that degree. And then once you are done with all this, then you just click on create. And congratulations! You have now minted your first NFT.